Hey, what's up guys, my name is Charlie. Today we're going to be doing some more requested reaction videos, and this video is requested by Joe's Palos, and it's going to be top 10 worst video games of all time. Oh Jesus Christ, have mercy, I'm scared. I'm thinking Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Superman 64, Big Rigs, just tons of horrible, painful, excruciating, terrible games. Plumbers don't wear ties. Oh yeah, I said it. Oh boy, yeah, this is going to be painful, but yeah, top 10 worst video games of all time. Let's see what this is all about. It's obviously going to be the worst video games of all time, but let's go. Oh, Jesus. Have mercy.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
It's time to stack up the absolute worst, bottom of the barrel,
Big rigs, there we
completely
go.
horrendous, sorry
Oh,
excuses
Superman
for video
64.
games.
No.
Welcome
Not
to
the rings.
WatchMojo.com, and
Not
today
the
we're counting
rings.
down our picks for the top 10 worst video games of all time.
Fucking hell, not the rings.
Considering there's a lot of terribly made games, we've decided to limit the choices to games that got a physical retail release.
Okay.
That means any mobile games as well as Steam Early Access games are out. Also, if the game's got a console
Dr.
release,
Jekyll,
they
Mr.
have to
Hyde.
be
Yeah, there we
officially
go.
licensed for that system. You got lucky, Action 52. Number 10. Drake of the 99 Dragons.
Oh yeah, Angry Video Game Nerd did
Starting
a
off
review
with
of
a Matrix
this.
wannabe with a laundry list of problems. Like its hyperactive camera that seems to have a mind of its own and a lock-on mechanic that doesn't lock on.
I don't understand the
resulting
rubber
in the main
arms.
character flailing his arms all over the place. Oh, in terms of story, the game starts with the main character killing himself. Even he didn't want to play.
Fool.
I don't blame him.
Obviously, the undying dragon does not protect him from his stupidity.
Number 9. Pac-Man, the Atari 2600 version.
Was it really that bad?
Pac-Man was a huge success in the arcade, and Atari wanted to capitalize on its success with their home console. So, believing that the name alone would sell the game, Atari actually produced more copies of Pac-Man than there were systems sold at the time. Of course,
Jesus.
they also foolishly produced an unfinished prototype of the game, resulting in flickering ghosts and painful sound effects.
I wonder why they went out of business.
Number 8. Steel Battalion.
I remember
Heavy Armor.
this. Was this for the Wii?
What was billed as the first serious AAA Kinect title became the poster child of bad motion control games.
Oh, was it the
This
Xbox?
was a mech combat game that used both Kinect and the Xbox 360 controller. But since Kinect couldn't read your body properly while you were sitting down, which you'd want to do while using the controller to drive your
Yeah, I
mech,
remember. I thought
the
it was
game
for the Wii, but
unresponsive
it's for the
and
Xbox.
borderline unplayable.
I heard it was terrible for the Kinect.
It just goes to show you, not everything is better with Kinect.
Yeah, I heard it was
7.
god
Aquaman,
awful.
Battle for Atlantis.
Oh yeah, that's for the
If
GameCube.
anything, this game should have been titled Aquaman Battle to Endure Seasickness, because the camera makes
I actually
most
did
people
a
wanna hurl
reaction
on
video
account
to
of its
James and Mike
tilting.
Mondays on this
The
video.
gameplay consists of find enemy, fight them in restrictive dull combat setting, and repeat ad nauseum. And don't even think about exploring, because there
There's
are
nothing to
invisible walls
explore. I
everywhere
mean, it's
with
just
no
open.
indication whatsoever.
It's just Superman 64 underwater. It's basically it.
Number 6. Link, The Faces of Evil, and Zelda, The Wand of Gamelon.
You're not afraid of dragons, are you?
Oh, Jesus.
Of course not.
Then get my necklace back from Gliok, okay? Pretty please?
After Nintendo decided to partner with Philips to make a CD console,
I remember
they also
this.
allowed the company to use their licensed characters.
Another Angry
But
Video Game Nerd
Philips instead
episode.
decided to make their
was
own
awesome.
console. And with the Zelda license in their hands, they released these two practically identical yet poorly made games. The controls were really stiff, environments were made with no foresight, and of course, there's the hilariously awful cutscenes.
You can't kill me. No. No.
I like when the lips and the chicken.
Number 5,
That's a weird
Ride to
scene.
Hell,
Ride to Hell.
Resolution
God no.
100%.
I've got that on Steam. This is broken as shit.
Business before pleasure, sweetheart.
If you
This
were to
game
compare
is
video games to
dreadful.
movies, then Ride to Hell would be Tommy
Ride to
Wiseau's
Hell.
Room.
It sums the game up.
Lot more than just
You're
start
riding
and
straight to hell.
engine.
It's not only bad with terrible controls, poorly programmed.
It was
bike
removed
ride
from
scenes,
Steam as well
endless
after I
quick
bought
time
it.
events, but the story is offensively bad.
It's
portraying bikers as
terrible.
emotionless killers, and literally every
It's
woman
so
in the game
broken.
is an object for unsexy dry humping.
This reminds me of Angry
Number
Joe's
4,
review of the
Dr.
game.
Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Jesus. Oh god, no.
Absolute torture is the best way to describe this mess.
I like the
Playing
bombs,
Jekyll,
how they
your
suck
main
you in
weapon
like
doesn't
a
even work,
black
which is
vortex.
a huge problem in a town where everyone is mercilessly trying to kill you.
Why? Why does everyone hate him? Oh.
When you do become Mr. Hyde, your main weapon doesn't even shoot straight, and the game kills you.
At
if
least you
progress
have a
too
weapon.
far. Mega fail. Number 3. Big rigs.
Big
over
rigs.
The road racing.
Oh boy.
Over the road.
There's a lot of angry video game
You can
nerd
literally drive
games
through
he's
anything
played.
and
All these
everything in
terrible
this game,
games.
because the collision detection herein is literally non-existent. And depending on which version you have,
The nerd has
your
played a
opponent
lot
might
of
not
bad
move at all,
games.
or stop before the finish line to declare your winner.
Your winner.
By the way,
You
you'll
are
notice
winner.
that there's no sound bites in this entry. That's because the only thing you hear is...
God, that's terrible.
Number 2, Superman.
Superman.
Commonly referred
64
to as
for
Superman
Nintendo
64,
64.
mostly because the developers forgot to put the title on the box art. This game is notorious for riveting gameplay like flying through rings, do a
That's
challenge,
all you do, fly through
rings
fucking
again,
rings.
do a challenge again. You get the idea. If it wasn't bad enough, the game has an extremely unforgiving time limit.
It's
and
absolutely
crawling with
unforgiving,
bugs
and the controls are terrible. The controls are arse, honestly.
Before we get to the bottom of the landfill, let's have a look at some dishonorable mentions.
Oh, Bubsy 3D. A lot of people hate this. Yeah, it was terrible, but it was alright. I mean, it's an interesting video game. No, Sonic 06. No. 2006. Aliens, Colonel Marines. Yeah, that's terrible. It wasn't that
Number
bad.
1,
But...
E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Oh, yes.
If you know your gaming history, this should be no surprise.
Oh, yeah. I
Programmed
know
in
it.
only 6 weeks to make a Christmas deadline, the game's map is filled with holes everywhere, both visible and invisible, and apparently E.T. can levitate when he stretches his neck. This is the worst game of all time because along with Pac-Man 2600, it almost destroyed the video game industry. Thanks to
Jesus.
high licensing fees and the thousands of unsold copies that ended up
Damn.
in a New Mexico landfill.
Yeah, I heard they dumped it and buried it. I don't think it's the worst of all time.
There are literally thousands of bad video games
I
out
don't think it's the
there, so
worst
we'd like to
video
hear
game
from
of
you.
all time.
What was the worst game you ever played, and what
Oh.
made it so bad?
Back to-
For more
oh
shocking
God, no.
top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Festus Quest comes to memory.
This is awful!
Yeah, I'm guessing this video was inspired by the Angry Video Game Nerd, because a lot of these games were Angry Video Game Nerd episodes. But yeah, the nerd has played all the terrible games there are. Honestly, God, I feel sorry for the nerd. No wonder why he's mad. No wonder why he's always pissed off and angry. He's played every single terrible game there is. I feel sorry for him. But yeah, top 10 worst video games of all time. I disagree with the first one. You know, the E.T. video game is definitely not the worst video game. There are much worse video games out there. So maybe it's the worst sort of video game that sort of ended a company, a popular company. But I wouldn't say it's the worst game ever. No, not really. There's much more worse games out there today. But yeah, that was interesting. I actually really liked that. It was good. It reminded me of a lot of Angry Video Game Nerd episodes. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, comment down below, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.